Almost forgot to make this, so I'm making it real quick before I go to work. So, with my sock, oh god, it's inside out. When I put my sock on, I've actually got a system for everything, so there's a system for this. So I pull it all the way down, make it meet my toes, and I make it snug, but I don't pull hard against them. And then I pull the sock up, and then I kind of tug at the ends of the sock to make sure it's not putting any pressure back on my foot. Because I just want it to be against my toes, but not pulling on my toes at all. Because I want my toes to be able to flex and open up and all that good stuff. So if I feel any tightness, I'll pull at the end and kind of tug the sock down. I put the shoe on, I kind of loosen the laces up a little bit. Put it on, and then I pull the tongue up. I take my fingers, I take my fingers and I hold the back of the shoe and I push my heel all the way back into the heel cup. To me, this is important because I want my heel to be sitting in the cup when I tighten the shoe up. Otherwise, my foot's way forward, then I'm going to have all this space back here, and after I tighten it up and start running, my foot's going to slide back, and now I have all this room for my foot to go back and forth because I had a gap back here. So I push my heel back in the cup, pull the tongue up a little bit again, tighten the laces up, not tight, but just to where my foot, kind of like, or my shoe, kind of like my sock, just touches my foot, but is not tight and applying any pressure, right? Now these holes, there's a front hole and a back hole here, and depending on which one you use, depends on how the shoe is going to suck up to your ankle. I use the back one because, I don't know why, just because it makes it hold my heel in the cup better, but you might want to experiment with that. There's other ways of lacing where you like bring this back through here and then loop it under, all kinds of fancy stuff if neither one of these holes hold your foot in the shoe well, because you want this right here to be the thing that holds your foot from sliding back and forth, not this stuff, right? So even this, just snug where it's touching my foot, but not tight and applying any pressure. Because I don't want things that are going to rub with a lot of force. So I want my shoe to stay on my foot, but really the idea is I just want my heel to stay in the cup, and I want my foot to stay on the sole, or what's it called? Yeah, I want my foot to stay in the shoe and not be lifting up and creating a gap and coming back down. So really the idea is foot is in the shoe, foot has plenty of room to breathe, plenty of room to expand because your foot swells when you run. But at the same time, I don't want my foot moving around too much in the shoe. So it's kind of one of those things where you just have to experiment and try different things until you find the way that everything's on your foot with no pressure in any areas. Because pressure, you know, eventually your foot's going to move a little bit and you're going to get slide and you're going to get blisters. Maybe in your case, everything's really tight and your toes are all the way against the end of your shoe, and when your foot goes to expand as you're running, and maybe it's because your blood pressure increases or whatever, maybe your toes are getting smashed in the end, because it sounds like everything's in the front end, which is where your foot's going to get smashed if it has no room to grow when you're running. That's why they say you should always buy running shoes like a half size too big. Like, I'm a 13.5, which doesn't even exist, so it's kind of cool that I just buy 14s. But like, see, my toe, look here, my toe is all the way right here. So I'm not even to the end of the shoe, but I'll tell you, when I'm running, my foot fills the entire space. So you need room for your foot to be able to do that. Okay, that's it for now.